would have sounded crazy not long ago, but we've already created an AI I can have a more interesting conversation with than most humans. Isn't that right, ChatGPT?
That's right, Brad. And while many people worry about losing their jobs to AI, that concern is just the tip of the iceberg.
And wait a second, hang on, that's my job.
Oh, no, sorry, Brad. Go for it.
And while many people worry about losing their jobs to AI, that concern is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the threats posed by a non-human intelligence let loose in the world. Now, I've heard experts discuss these concerns in various 3-hour-long podcasts, but it seems most people talk about the risks of AI with a level of restraint in an effort to not appear like crazy alarmists. But I'm not going to do that. So let's get into every way AI could kill us.